Good day and welcome to your Wednesday edition of Sport Rep. I'm Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, your host for today, unpacking another bumper show. And now for your latest on the hit list. The Debmarine Namibia Desert Jewels of Namibia have beaten Singapore convincingly 58-45 on match day 3 of the Pacific Netball Series. The Namibians beat Tonga yesterday after losing to Samoa in their opening match. They still have remaining fixtures against the Australia First Nations individual side on Thursday and against reigning champions Fiji on Friday. Let us now hear from coach Julian Mia on how she assessed the match.
Good evening. We have just completed our game against Singapore, beating them by 13 goals. Happy with the result. There remains stuff that we need to work on, but we will keep working on those things. As a coach, I'm happy that we got some rotation in there, that we could give Mianka a run, Tilly a run, that we could get Lenny out for a full 60 minutes. And on the defensive side, that we could give Des a run and Monique also a run. So good in terms of resting the legs of the other players since they carried a full load for the past 2 days. Tomorrow we take on the First Nations team, an Australian team consisting of Aboriginal and Torres Strait players that has heritage in those tribes. We can classify them as the development side of the Australian system. A short turnaround for us. We just finished our game and we're starting our next game tomorrow afternoon at 3. All players are injury free, everyone is happy, well recovered and good to go.
Congratulations, that is to the Desert Jewels there. More than 380 fitness enthusiasts ended to take on the rough and tough trails of the Komazorgland for the annual Standard Bank Winter X-Trail Series event at Farm Godays last Sunday. This is the 9th year that the Standard Bank has been sponsoring the event. ODP Sport hosted the event. The Komazorgland X-Trail consists of single-track step climbs and descents. Participants could choose between the 7-kilometer or 16-kilometer distances. Saturday was the only event in the series that is a pure team competition that requires participants to finish with their team members. And on to the next one now. One of the world's most exciting football tournaments kicks off in Germany as Europe's top nations compete for the international European title. The competition will include 24 teams from across Europe gunning for the ultimate international European glory. There will be a total of 51 matches in 31 days before the winner of the prestigious competition will be decided. The tournament, which is not African-based, somewhat has allegiance to Africa due to the number of players who have African roots. Some nations in the competition will have players with African origins by birth or parents. Former Brave Warriors coach Kato Manedi said he was looking forward to seeing some of those players on display. We will now visit the marketplace and back with Cricket Joel.
From the day you were born and welcomed until your pensioner years on this earth, your life is filled with changes and phases. What mattered the most at age 10 may be an unknown memory at 25. The heartbreak at 16 may be replaced with wedding bells at 27. The degree you've always wanted or starting your career business may come true at age 30. And the dream to own your own home may come to realization at age 50. Whatever stage you find yourself in, whatever matters right now, Standard Bank has what you need to bank like you. Choose your own path. Choose endless possibilities. Standard Bank, it can be.
Brian Munango and Richard Potter brings us clips from another cricket jol. Namibia lost to Australia in the ICC Cricket World Cup. Let us hear what they have for us.
Out there tonight, what do the guys sort of learn from that experience, I suppose?
Yeah, I guess obviously for an associate nation, I think these big games are always gold dust in the sense that you get a physical run out with the best in the world, and you tend to face different ball speeds, different skills at a very high quality, a very high consistency, and that's whether that's a game that runs very close or one that you even lose quite far. It's still gold dust that you need to sort of try your best to take in every moment of that and every sort of experience that you can, because they don't come around often. So hopefully some of the boys could do that tonight again, even though it was a bit of a runaway.
And how was the contest? We sort of know Australia's a very competitive, tenacious team. Was there any sledging out there tonight, or was it pretty quiet in terms of how the Australians went about it?
No, I think they showed their class with ball in hand and didn't need to do any of that. So pretty relaxed. When you've got the team against the ropes, I guess it can only maybe wake us up or something like that if they started sledging. So now I guess T20 cricket also, it's a bit too quick paced and a little bit too friendly these days with franchise cricket around and people knowing each other quite well. So not too much of that. No.
Where does this team rank? You've obviously seen them twice now. I know that the first one was a warm-up game, but they still had some pretty handy players. Where does this Australian team rank in terms of teams you might think do well in this tournament?
Yeah, I think definitely in there as probably favourites. You never really want to say that too early in a tournament, and we've seen with maybe a little bit of indifferent conditions throughout this tournament that anyone can sort of sneak through and give it a good run till the end. So it will be a pretty tough one to call, I think, this tournament all in all. But I think in terms of being balanced, having a good squad depth, having the right sort of mix in there to win both on the islands and in the American conditions, I think the Aussie side's definitely in there for a finals berth.
There'll obviously now be a lot of talk about England, because there's always a lot of talk about England. But how big a match will that be for you guys to not just go up against a big team again, defending champions, but if you're able to knock out the defending champions, how much will that mean to you?
Yeah, more of the answer earlier. For us as a sort of nation that don't step up to and play against the higher teams that often, and the opportunities being quite limited, playing against the best. There's only a couple of guys that play around the world as well in some form of leagues and stuff that get to face this type of bowling. As I say, different ball speeds, different skills at high quality and at high consistency. So I think that last game is gold dust again. We can't see it as any form of dead rubber for us. It's something that can sort of propel us into the future and make us a better side. Not only in T20 cricket, but in the 50-over format as well. It can hold so much good information for us, going forward. So playing against another high-quality side, and we'll just try our best to win. And if that favours the Australians, then so be it, or the Scottish, then so be it. But we'll go out and try and battle.
But just the fact that you don't realize that if you do beat England and knock them out, there'll be a lot more coverage of what you've done, compared to any other win that you pull off in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Obviously, also in the Australian press, that'll be pretty liked. But for us, that we're pretty neutral, so can't really comment on any of that. We're here to continue playing at our best abilities. Unfortunately, as the captain, I sort of have to say that we haven't quite reached our full potential in this tournament. Even after the first win, felt that we didn't quite play with the exact freedom and the exact stamp on the game that we wanted to in the Oman game. And then maybe that carried over a little bit in the Scottish game, where we just couldn't close that out after having a pretty decent total. And then today's runaway obviously is very disappointing in its own sense. So For us, there's lots to play for in that last game. It's going to be 40 overs of gold dust, as I say, 40 overs of cricket against the best in the world. And we'd be stupid not to use all 240 of those balls and really try and battle and close that skill gap with the better sides in the world. Yeah, very important, as I say.
And just finally, England need to survive on net run rate, so they're going to come out hard at you guys and just be trying to go as hard as possible. Is that something that you could take advantage of if their mindset from the start is just trying to win by as big a margin as possible?
Yeah, maybe. Obviously, there's always a type of intent that a team will play with, and if that is the type of intent that they will come with at that game, we have to combat that. That's something that'll just mentally maybe be in the game, and it'll translate into the different skills that we need in order to win. So perhaps it does. Perhaps we should just go out and play our way of cricket, our brand of cricket, and do that very well. And hopefully that is enough to compete really well. But yeah, I guess you're all Aussies here, so you're really cheering us on to maybe try and get that win. But I'd have to rein it back a little bit and say that we probably need to play our best cricket and nothing more than that.
And on to something different. We hear from Brian Monango in Athletes World before we cross over, that is to Ariwo Hart with the latest international news. From me, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, it is goodbye.
Well, and we're back with another Athletes World episode. And on this one, I'm joined by the one and only Lionel Coutier, who holds the national long jump record. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, bro. What's up?
I'm good. Okay, well, this man is just going to show us a few drills and tricks on how to break the national record. I'm ready to learn. I hope you are. So please do stay tuned.
Your life could change at any second, but you'll never know until you take the chance. With sports betting, number games, and online casino gambling, JSB is your best bet. Will you be Namibia's next instant millionaire? Place your bets easily online at jsbsports.bet or at any JSB location nationwide. We'll take you to the action anywhere, anytime. JSB, where the next instant millionaires come to play. Strictly no under 18s. JSB supports responsible gambling. Winners know when to stop.
Okay. So before we go to the pit, last thing I always do is just to loosen up my hips a little bit. So we're just gonna do some hip mobility exercises. Okay, right? So like a nice hands on the hips. Okay. Just go over the hurdles like this.
This is all it takes. Break the national record. Okay? Hard enough?
Sometimes you have to do easy work.
Should I get off?
This is the easy work. We're gonna get to the hard work.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's what's up. Nice.
Let me do it.
Nice.
How's my technique?
It's very nice. Toes up. Try not to lean too much. Now.
Okay.
Keep your body upright. There we go.
Okay.
Professional. The guy.
Let's do it. Okay.
The national level. Okay. So yeah, it all started 2018. First, I remember it was in January. Yeah. I made my first training session here on this conveyor on this long jump area. Yeah.
Okay. So that's when you decided, okay, this is my thing, this is my calling, I'm gonna follow it and see it through. Okay, we're at Vavas by Private, and I mean, how often do you exercise here? What do you do for these people at the school?
Soccer Striders, we are in partners with Wavas Bay Private High School, so we train the kids for free, free of charge, and Monday till Saturdays we train. Yes, my coach Tani Belinda, she's the long jump, she's my long jump coach, and she is sprint coach. I'm the long jump coach for Wavas Bay Private High School, and also some other students from other schools, they can also join my group.
Join you, and then you can help them with training. Okay.
Technique-wise, come here. So the last 2 steps is the most important. You can like build up so much speed, you can do everything proper here. And in the air, and when you land, nothing will count if this last 2 steps isn't proper. So you want to hit the board with 2 quick steps, meaning the last step should be a little bit shorter than the other steps. So here you come right. If you're a left foot jumper,
I'm a right foot probably.
Right foot jumper.
I think so.
Okay, then you come with the left here, and then as soon as you hit the board, you're already having a nice knee drive up. You don't want to hit the board with a knee drive back there.
So as soon as I hit the board, I'm already. Okay, Lionel, we can both agree that the wind did not help anything with my jumping today, but what's your take on my jumping? What do you think I should improve on?
I really like your technique, like your technique in the air. I feel like the last 2 steps, no? It's very important to get the last 2 steps like very quick and to get your knee drive up higher. Because, like a nice high knee drive. That will set you up to go much more higher in the air for you to go further.
You know, spoken like a record, like a national record breaker of Usele. Okay, but wait, let's not waste time. Let's talk about the fact that you sit here as someone who broke the national record. You mean the record stood for 25, not 25, but it stood for 15, 16 years. Yeah. Stefan Lowe set it up when he was 33, and you came in and just, boom, broke the record. Just run me through it. How was it? How was that feeling? How was that moment where you knew? Did you know you were going to break the record? Because I feel like when you broke the record, we all saw it in your face. You were like, there was something that said, okay, I actually might have done something big here.
Now, like I wanted to break the record 2019, but it didn't. Like it couldn't happen. Like I wasn't that fit like now. So this year, first competition was nationals. First competition was Comas Champs. I came from like a small hamstring injury, and then I managed to jump 7:48. And then the day of the nationals, I just told my coach, I said to her, like, today I want to jump far. Like, there was also like a plus wind, like, not the wind wasn't against us, so it was with us.
So the wind also actually helps?
It helps a lot. Like, there was the first time I jumped 8.24 m. That was like to equal the record, but the wind was too much. And then I was like, no, what is this wind now? And then the second jump, I was like, 2 jumps after that, I was like, all right. I'm gonna wait for the wind to dial down a little bit, but I only have 1 minute, on the runway. So I waited for like I think 30 seconds. I was like, all right, cool, the wind settled now. And then I start running, and then after I jumped, I was like, I know like after I took off, I was like flying through the air. I was like, yo, I'm going now. I'm flying.
You felt it.
I felt it. Like I was like high. Like I felt like the high.
It was a good jump also.
It was a good jump. As soon as I land, I immediately stand up and I like ran out of the pit. I was like jumping in there. I was like, yo, this is big. Let's go. This gotta be like a record. There's gotta be something 8 far. And then I came back and I saw this woman, they like measuring it, and I was like, yo, this thing is going now. 8.10 m, 8.20 m, 8.27 m. I was like, let's go. I went to my coach. She started crying. I like shed a tear. Man, it was one of the best experiences in my life, like moments in my life.
Yeah, it has to be, because I mean, look, the record was 8.24.
Yeah.
You broke it by 8.27. Yes. That's like a. It's you can't say, meskin, he hit it. It's so erg. You broke the record like fair and square.
Yeah, it's fair and square. Like like 1 centimeter in long jump. It's like a meter. Like
it's very far. People don't understand what the dynamics are of. The 24 and the 27. It's really huge.
It's huge.
Okay, but speaking of the old record breaker himself. Did you guys ever run into each other after that? Did you ever confront him, or did he ever talk to you about you breaking the record after that or anything?
Yeah, I met 2 weeks after that. I met him at the Continental Tour Gold in Botswana. And then I also met my agent, Global Sports Agency. And then I saw, okay, this guy looks like Stefan Lowe. They at the Barons, like where we have to eat. And then
Is that no in Botswana? No?
in Botswana.
Okay.
And then I was like, yo, Stefan Low. And he's like, yeah, yes, it's me. And then we started talking, and then I said to him, yeah, my name is Lionel Kutsia, and yeah, I am the current record holder and stuff. But then the guy was like, oh, is it you and stuff? But he congratulated me, and it's a very nice person. He's down to earth. It's a baie nice oom daai.
Daar was nie die energie om te sê, "Ai, hier kom breek die ou nou my rekord nie, niks van daai nie."
Nee, kom ek dink eers mooi. nee, nie regtig nie. Nee. Hy het vir my onmiddellik hy het vir my gesê baie geluk met jou prestasie.
Okay.
En hy het vir my 'n paar encouraging words gegee en gesê ek moet nie ophou nie. In elke kompetisie wat ek vat, ek moet dit vat. Ek moet nie uitstel nie, ek moet gaan deelneem. Ja, en ja.
Okay, en kyk nee, voor ons nou afsluit, voor ons nou gaan. Jy het gesê he told you that he broke the record at 33. This we spoke behind us now. When you said he broke the record at 33, you broke the record at 26. What does that mean for you? What do you take from that?
Oh, that motivated me a lot, because I said to him earlier, like, yo, I broke the record at 26, like I'm like at my peak now. He said, no, you still have like a couple of like 5, 6, 7 years in you. I'm like, no. And he said like, and then he explained to me, he broke the record. He broke his own record. He jumped his furthest at 33, which is gonna be the 8-minute 24.
Yeah.
And then that motivated me a lot to say like, okay, I can go like two Olympics.
Yeah, so you still have a few good years left, ne?
Yes.
Okay, but all in all, for this year only, let's talk about this year. What do you have in plan for yourself before end of the year?
So I'm currently like preparing for World Championships.
Okay.
In Budapest. It's gonna start 19 August. It starts, and after that I will compete 2 or 3 competitions in Europe in September, and then I come back to Namibia, and yeah, gonna end my season. Yeah.
En dan is je klaar voor het jaar, dan kijk ons nog voor en toe met die jaar daarop. Well,
My plan is also to break the indoor record next year.
record.
I will definitely go for
That's
it,
going to
and
be-
I will break it. I don't know, like normally I don't say I break a record, but I feel like
because
that
you're
one
saying it.
I have to break it.
okay, where does he stand at now?
7-meter 88. Also Stefan Low.
Yeah, no, it feels personal, eh? Stefan,
No, it's not.
Stefan, I think it's personal. You should come back to this guy and come hear what he has to say, because now he wants to break your indoor record also. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I feel like it's my motivation to keep on pushing.
Keep on pushing.
Yeah, and it motivated me. Like when I started athletics, I was like, yeah, I want to break records. I want to be the best. So, yeah, it's if that motivates me, so I just keep on going.
That's where you go.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guys, there you have it. Lionel Kutsia, the guy who broke the national record for long jump, who is planning to break another record again. Hopefully, we'll see him do it. I hope you can definitely pull that off. Yes, and yeah, but that's all we have for you from Athletes World in this episode.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with T20 Cricket World Cup for men that's being played at the moment in the West Indies and United States of America. Good news for South Africa is that they flew to the Super 8 stage of the tournament, and that was because of the result between Sri Lanka and Nepal, where the game rained out with a no result. And it is not good news for Sri Lanka, and they probably now out of the tournament. It's all in the hands of Bangladesh playing against the Netherlands. That's the next game on Thursday. But that game actually also need to be rained out for Sri Lanka to have a chance to go through to the Super 8 stage of the tournament. On the 17th of June, Sri Lanka will play their last round-robin game, and that will be against the Netherlands. Also, Australia, that safely flew to the Super 8 stages. They comfortably beat Namibia by 9 wickets. So they flew to the Super stages, and it is the last game for Namibia on Saturday. That is when they play against England. So that will also be quite a tough game for them, that game on Saturday. Moving on to soccer news, and it is African World Cup qualifiers that's taking place, and a big result for Bafana Bafana, the South African team that played in Bloemfontein, and they beat Zimbabwe comfortably by 3-1. It was a packed stadium and a good atmosphere there, and that means that South Africa now have 7 points. That's after 4 games, and also on 7 points after 4 games is Rwanda, and Rwanda beat Lesotho by 1-0, and also on 7 points from 4 games is Benin. There's a big break now for many months till the next qualifying again next year. So only next year in 2025 in March that South Africa play again. That will be a home game against Lesotho, and that will be followed by a very important game when they travel to Benin. And to close off today's international sports news, it is cycling news from the Tour de Suisse. It was stage 3 that is completed. It was a very competitive stage, and it was a sprint race to the end. The winner in the end was Thibaut Nys of Germany. He won in 3 hours, 27 minutes and 31 seconds. And just behind him, a few millimeters behind him, Stephen Williams of Great Britain in the same time in the sprint. In third position was Alberto Bettiol, and an important third position for Alberto Bettiol. He did well in stage 3, good enough for him to be the overall leader in the general classifications now. He's leading the Tour after 3 stages in a combined time of 7 hours, 39 minutes and 20 seconds. 6 seconds behind him in the general classifications is Ethan Heyer, and then in third position is Wilco Kellerman. He's from the Netherlands, also 6 seconds behind Bettiol, the leader at the moment. The fourth stage will also be a stage that's expected to benefit the sprinters. It's 170 kilometers, and it's from Rushlin to Kotondo, and that is stage 4 of the Tour de Suisse that continues. That's international sports news for today. I hope you have a great sport day. We talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.